I never would have imagined that All To Me would make it onto the record or would fit. I wrote it prior to us even talking about doing a big band album. I didn't know where it fell. So sonically, I didn't know if it fit. I presented it as an option because at the time, I didn't have any other originals. And really, I just thought if Alan can do something with this, it might be able to make the cut. I loved what he did. I remember making a couple adjustments because it felt there were some things that existed in the beginning, like these like flute lines, these little flute solos in the beginning, and I was like, I just want it to be really simple, because even though we're making a big band album, it doesn't mean it has to be a wall of sound from top to bottom. I felt like we could afford some dynamics somewhere and afford to filter in the like more of what I like to think of as a Shoshana Bean sound, which is generally, especially at live shows, like a trio really. So I thought this is an opportunity for us to dial the sound back a little bit. I was very happy with how it turned out. I'm blown away by people's reaction to it. I don't know if it's the lyrical content. I don't know what it is that moves people so much, but it seems to be a favorite on this record. It surprises me. Further proof that I have no idea what people want or like to hear from me. So I wrote All To Me in my mom's living room after yoga class. I wrote it about someone very specific, but I think the theme of it is really general. I think people think of it romantically, which it is, wanting to be able to have access to all of somebody, not just the parts they're willing to show you, right? We're in a time where people have an ability to control what you see and know about them. With our social media, we have the ability to create an illusion. We can mindfully craft what it is how you see us. And I think the damage that is done is we aren't seen for who we really are. We feel like it is not good to be seen for who we really are. That if so-and-so's out there living this life and doing this every night and looking that good and having so much fun, then there's something definitely wrong with how I'm living my life. And we forget that just the same way that we craft our own social media, other people are crafting it and choosing very specifically too. So all of this is a comment on like, I don't want, and I'm such the type of person that like, I don't want small talk. I don't want casual relationships. I want like, let's talk about the real shit. Let's be vulnerable. Let's be exposed. Let's be human. Because guess what? If you share all of your deepest, darkest with me, the chances are the odds are really freaking strong that I'm going to relate to a good majority of what you're talking about. I think that we forget that the human experience is a shared one and people connect at the point of pain. And yet we're so reticent to share that pain. We all want to pretend like we have it all together. I'll be really frank, I don't have it all together. I'm no longer committed to pretending that I do. And I have found, again, that the more vulnerable I've been willing to be and the more exposed I've been willing to be, the better I feel, the more authentic I feel, and the more people I've been able to connect with, personally, professionally, and otherwise. Romantically, I have been with people before where I've been like, I just feel like there's this whole part of you that's not available to me. And sometimes people can't share that because they don't even know who they are themselves. But this particular person that this song is about, I know that there's more to this particular person than what they present so strategically to the world. I am not interested in illusion anymore. I'm not interested in perfect. I'm not interested in clean or together. I'm not interested in being with a mess again, but I certainly know that people are human and they are imperfect. And generally those imperfections are, what makes people interesting and what makes them relatable. But I also know it's scary and it's hard. I don't know. I guess I've just always been a very verbal person who shares their stories and their feelings and stuff, but I always thought I was, and then as I got older and kept peeling back the layers, I didn't realize how closed off I really was. So You know, we're born these wonderful, perfect creatures who don't know right from wrong, who don't know that the moves they make or the words they say could be wrong, or nobody knows the rules yet, right? And then you grow up and you're told what works, what doesn't, what's right, what's wrong, what's acceptable and appropriate, and you get all these sort of limitations placed on you, right? And you begin to stifle your feelings, your instincts. It's not okay to cry. It's not okay to behave that way towards this person, or this isn't appropriate. Okay, well, when I share my heart, then I get hurt, so I'm not doing that. When I dance and let my body move the way it moves, people make fun of me, so I'm not dancing anymore. You know, these things pile up, and then if you're lucky, you live a life that reveals to you that you have been living by a set of rules that are not necessarily, that don't necessarily work for you or allow you to live an authentic life. So then you spend a chunk of your life peeling those layers back and removing all those restrictions and limitations. And if you get to that place where you're continuing to peel back all of those layers and figuring out why you are afraid of this, or why you resist this, or why you're unable to do this, and you know, do the work and release those things and let them go and forgive people, and, you know, there's a beautiful freedom and ownership and acceptance and love of who you are, with all your flaws and all your weird quirks and all your funny habits. And I feel like once you accept that and allow yourself to be who you are, you will find your common people. You will find the people who love that and accept those things in you as well. And I think it's a beautiful place to be. And I just crave being around people who are wanting to peel back those layers, or have, and are willing to just constantly probe and expose and grow. And that's what this song is about. Let it be a call to action for you to see where you're hiding and where you're refusing to really expose yourself. And guess what? I'm not telling you it's going to be fun. I'm not telling you that it won't hurt. It's scary sometimes to be out there, because you put yourself out there to be maybe not accepted, or maybe not, or maybe told no, or maybe, you know, if I put myself out there with my music, some people aren't going to like it. That's the chance I take. But I'm telling you, it's better out there on the field than up there in the stands wondering what it feels like to play the game.